Hello everyone, my name is Harsh and welcome back to session 9 on Flutter 101 Bootcamp. In today's session, we'll be looking how we can create this scratch and win game all from scratch. So let me hot restart this app and show you, like, whenever we'll be opening this app, it will be playing an audio in the background. So let us wait for the app to hot restart. So the app has hot restarted and you can see or you can hear that the audio is playing in the background. So this is the audio which will be playing when we are opening the app for the first time. Now when I'll be clicking on this rules button, the audio will be auto stopping and it will take me to the rules screen. So this is the basic screen or the rules which we have provided, so you can add your rules according to yourself. I have kept it blank as of now. Next thing which we have here is a button which says play game, and here we are displaying a image which is saying scratch and win, which is the name of our app. And when I am clicking on this play game button, we are provided with 5x5 boxes which are here. When we are clicking on any of the boxes, we will be provided with either a emoji, a sad emoji, or we will be either provided with a money emoji, or which is like a dollar emoji, so that we can identify that the sad emoji will be identifying that we have lost this game, and whereas the dollar emoji will be identifying that we have won this game. And when we will be clicking on show all, it will be displaying all the emojis along with their position, and when we will be clicking on reset, it will be resetting all these to blanks. And now let's play this game for now. So you can see that first here I have clicked on it and it has displayed me this emoji. When this emoji is being displayed, it will play an audio, like a sad audio in the background. But when we will be picking the money emoji, then it will be playing a ching audio in the background. So we will be adding those audios as well. And here you can see that it is displaying this text on the basis of the chances which are remaining. So I have like 3 more chances remaining, so it is saying yes you can. And when I have 2 chances remaining, it says 2 more left, think wisely. And this is how we can display, or we can change the text according to this. So this is one of the app which I have built and I have learnt building it. So we'll be seeing how we can create this app all from scratch. So let's move towards our main.dart file. So we have main.dart file here, and inside the main.dart file I have removed all the code which comes when you run the flutter create command. And here as a home of this main material app widget, I have used the first page and I have created 4 files here. The first one is the first page.dart, second is the home page.dart, third one is the main.dart which automatically gets created, and the fourth one is the rules page.dart. So these are like signifying all the different screens which will be having inside our app. The first one will be for the rules, the second one will be for the play game, will be for our home page, and which is this home page, and the fourth one will be like first page which is displayed when we'll be opening the app. So let's work towards the first page screen. So I'll open the first page.dart file, and inside this first page.dart files I'll start importing the material package. Material.dart package inside it, and now we'll be creating a first page stateful widget out of it. So I'll type stf stateful widget and I'll name it to first page. Also, one more thing here is that I have added 2 packages. So the first one is the transparent images for displaying images in the transparent manner, and the second one is an audio player for playing all the images. So you can find these packages when you will Google audio players Flutter package in transparent image Flutter package. So it will be displaying you with an option. You can directly click on the installing tab and you can copy and paste it here to add the packages inside your application. Now let's move back towards our first page.dart file. And inside the first page dot file, the first thing which we need to do inside the state part is that we need to initialize and assign audio player value to audio player. So I'll add a static, as it won't be changing throughout the app. I'll add an audio player here and name it to advanced player, audio player. So we need to import the audio player. Quick fix, import. So it will be importing the audio player. We also need to import the we need to assign the audio cache for caching the audio and playing it on the go. Audio cache, and it will be equals to audio cache, and we will be passing a fixed player to it, which will be equal to the advanced player which we have assigned above. Now we will be having a string which holds the name of the song or of the audio file which will be played inside our application. So I'll add it like a bit later, so I'll name it to 2.mp3. we'll be adding it a bit later. Now I'll initialize the init state. So as I mentioned in one of the sessions, that init state is the thing which will be running, like when the screen is loading, it is the first thing to be run when the screen is loading or is loaded. Now we'll start the audio cache by setting the audio cache to play and passing a file name to it. So here I have used 2. Now let's move towards the body part of our app. So in place of this container, we need to pass a scaffold here, and in scaffold we have to pass an app bar, which will be inside this scaffold. We need to pass an app bar which will be of type app bar. It will have a title which will be having a text in it, and it will say scratch and win. So this will be the title of our application. Saving it and formatting. Now after the app bar, I'll add body to it. Inside the body we'll be having center, which will has a child as column. We need to add a colon here. The column will be have a main axis alignment to start. Main axis alignment set to start, and we will be assigning some childrens inside it. So inside the childrens, what all thing we will be passing is a sized box of height 30, so that it provides some space from the top. Sized box of height 30 is provided. Now let's move towards the next child which we will be having. So we will be having a container of height 256 and width of 256, and we will be having a child inside it which will be of a type stack. So stack is basically for adding one element over other. So inside the stack we will be having a center. So this center will be a circular progress indicator. This center will be having a child as circular progress indicator. So this will be displaying the circular progress indicator until the image is loaded, and as the image is loaded, it will be overlapping, or it will be like displaying above the circular progress indicator, and the circular progress indicator will be hidden. And inside the second for the second widget or the second child of this stack, I'll add a center, and it will have a child named as fade in image. And this fade in image will have a placeholder set to K transparent image, and we'll have an image value, or we will have an image URL which will be passing inside it. So I'll copy the image URL from my Cloudinary, and I'll add the image URL here. So it is, so I need to copy it again, I guess. I'll copy it and I'll paste it. It is giving me some errors. The argument type uint8list can't be assigned to the parameter type object. Okay, let's see what we can do for this. I guess I need to reassign the values. So I'll delete the values from here. And inside this fade in image I'll pass the values again. Oh, so we have missed one thing here. So for the fade in image we need to add a memory network. So this memory network holds all these things, so you don't need to worry. I'll be providing you with the code for this application and for this image which I have used in the description. So let's move towards the next child which we'll be having inside our column. So I'll add a sized box to provide some space between the elements. Size box will be of a height 94, and then we'll have another row inside it. So for I'll assign a row. It will be having a main axis alignment of center. Alignment. And we'll add some children to it. Inside the children we'll be passing a raised button, and we'll assign a color to this raised button. Red of value 400. So we have different values for a particular color, so you can add those values by using big brackets and then passing a value inside it. We'll add some padding to it. So I'll add padding as insets dot from. So we'll be passing the padding from left, top, right, bottom, and I'll assign the values of 50, 20, 50, 20 to it. Next we'll add a shape for this button. So it will be rounded rectangular bottom, rounded rectangular border, and it will be having a border radius set to border radius dot circular 18. Adding some commas so the formatting can take place in a better way. It is showing us an error inside this, so let us reassign this. Rounded rectangle border. So now it is fine. Now I'll add on press to it, so that whenever we are pressing this button it runs a particular thing. So we'll be adding the screen here a bit later, but we'll be pausing the audio player which we have started above inside this init state. So we'll be pausing that audio player, and after that audio player is paused, we'll be pushing it to another screen which we'll be creating a bit later. So let's start creating it. So firstly I'll add these, and inside this I'll assign a set state, and this set state will be pausing the audio player. Advanced player dot pause. And outside the set state we'll be having a navigator dot push. So it takes a context and the screen where we want to pass, or we want to push our app, or push the screen inside the stack. So inside it, passing a context, and its second thing it takes is a material page route or material page route to it. We'll be having a builder inside it which takes a build context, and inside the context we'll be passing a screen. So for now I'm setting it to null, and it needs to be route, and at last we need to add a semicolon after it. Next we have to add a child to this raise button. I'll add a text which says play game. Adding a comma so that error goes away. Now we'll be adding a sized box widget here, so you can see inside the application that our app has started taking place. The text hasn't loaded yet, so what I'll do is I'll quickly add a sized box widget to provide some spacing between the buttons which we will be having. I'll add a height of 40 to it, and what I'll do is I'll copy the raised button code, or I'll copy this particular row which we have here having the raised button, and I'll paste it here. Inside it I'll change play game to rules. Rest all things will be mostly the same, and in place of advanced player, or in place of this advanced player dot pause, what we can pass is we can pass advanced player dot stop and audio player dot play dice dot wave. So it will be playing a dice audio, like the rolling of a dice. So I'll add that audio cache dot play audio cache. It is providing me with some error in this audio cache. Let's wait for it to display this audio cache here. So it is displaying audio cache dot play, and we'll pass a dice dot wave to it. So let me add a to do which will be reminding us that we need to add a dice dot wave to it. Add dice dot wave to this, and here also we can add a to do which will be reminding us to add a screen in place of it. Add the screen, copying this and adding it here as well, and rest of the things will be remaining same for this particular raised button. So I'll add a colon here so that the error goes away, and let's see why this main.dart is giving us an error. So we need to import this first page. So importing this first page from here. Now you can see after a hot reload that it has displayed as two buttons with the image in the center. Now we'll be starting working on this functionality of this particular button. So we'll be starting by working on this rules button or the rules screen first, and then we'll be moving towards the home page or the main page of our application through which you can play your game. So let's start with the rule page. So I'll open the rule page file, and inside it I'll import the material page material.dart package quickly, and after it I'll add a stateful or stateless widget according to whatever you want. So I'll be adding a stf, so I'll name it to rules page, and in place of container I'll pass a scaffold, and next I'll add an app bar. The app bar will be having a title of text which says rules. Next, moving to the body part of our application, The body will be having a center which will be having a text as a child, and it will be saying text as a child, and it will be saying these are the rules for the game. We can add some styles to it, but we are letting it to be normal. And inside the first page, inside this rules part, what we can do is we can replace this to rules page. Let's wait for it to display that particular thing. So here it has shown as the rules page. Let's hover it and quick fix it by importing the rules page, and we removed this to do from here so that we can get an idea that these many things are done. After a hot reload, we'll be able to access, or we'll be able to press this button and move towards the rule page screen. So when I'll click on this rule page screen, you can see that it has taken me to this rule screen which says these are the rules for the game. So this was for the rules part. Now we'll be working on the play game screen. So let's start it by moving to the homepage.dart file, and I'll import material.dart here. So I have imported material.dart here, and now after importing the material.dart, I'll add a STF here, and after the STF is here, I'll name it to home page. And inside the home page, the first thing which we'll assign is an audio cache. So rather than assigning it, I'll go to the first page and I'll copy it from here. So we'll be copying the audio player and the audio, and we'll be assigning it in a bit different way. So I'll remove static from here and quick fix it and import the audio player package from here, and audio player as well. Now previously we assigned audio player first, but now we'll be assigning audio cache first. Or what we can do is we can assign both of them like one after the other, and we can keep the files to be empty. So after this I'll be adding some asset images. So I have already told you how you can add asset images inside your application. So I'll create the first asset image to be blank, and inside the asset image I'll assign an asset image, and I'll pass the value of it to be images / blank.png. So I have to add this file as well. So I'll add a to do here so that I remember that we need to add these files as well. Add the images. So once we have added the sad image, what I'll do is I'll copy this and I'll paste it twice so that we can assign the unlucky image to images / sad and the lucky image to images / money. money.png. So let's first add these images. So I'll provide the link to the project along with the images in the description, so you can download the images from there. So here inside the assets folder I have already added the audios and the images inside the images folder. So you can view our previous sessions where I have told you how you can add images inside your application. So similarly we have added some audios. So for that, what the thing which we need to do is we need to make changes to our this pubspec YAML file. So inside the assets we need to add the assets whatever we want to use inside our application. So I have added images and assets here. Now let's move towards the next part of our code, which is we need to assign a list of named as item array. So it will be of type string. So I'll assign a list to it. It will be of type string and named as item array. Assigning some variables named as lucky number. So it will be the number which will be like holding the lucky or the asset image which is named as lucky. We'll add a count for checking whatever our count is, so how many chances are remaining for us. We'll add a message which will be initialized as blank in the starting, and then we'll be changing this message accordingly as the app moves forward. We'll add a function named as generate random number to generate a random number, and then we can assign the value, or we can assign that dollar emoji or the lucky asset image to this particular number. We'll have int random which will be holding a random number, and we'll be assigning it to random dot next int with the value of 25. So we want the highest number to be 24. I'll import dart math. Waiting for it to display. So here it is, and in place of it is showing me an error inside this next int, so I'll remove it. So I need to add some braces or parentheses here. Now what I can do is I can set the state of the variables which we have assigned above. So waiting for this set state to be displayed. Inside this set state, I'll set the lucky number to that particular number which we have generated, and we can also print the lucky number so that we get an idea where we want to tap. So this number won't be displayed to the user. We'll be printing it inside our debug console. Now I'll add a init state. So the init state will be running whenever our app is whenever the screen is being displayed. So the init state will be running before it. We'll assign the item array with the list of values. So I'll quickly assign it. So list string dot generate, total item should be 25, and for each index what we can pass is empty, semicolon. Item array, it needs to be item array. So now it looks fine, and then after this we need to call the generate random number function which we have written here above. So I'll call this function and add a semicolon. We also need to display a message, so we'll have a function for it as well. So display message function, and it will be setting the state of this message variable which we have above. So setting the state of this message variable and replacing it to you have reached maximum trials. And then we'll be calling another function which will be named as delay, so we need to create it as well. Let's create this delay function. So it will be delaying like a reset game, so it will be providing a delay of a second or something like that, or some 1.6 millisecond delay it will be providing to us when we are resetting the game. So I'll add a future here. So what a future basically does is, if we have something which will be taking some time to be displayed, so we can add a future so that the app does not stuck, or the app does not wait for the particular thing to get completed. So I'll add a duration with the millisecond inside this future dot delayed, and millisecond will be equals to 1600 millisecond, adding another bracket which was deleted by mistake, and we need to pass this. So when we hover over delayed, we can see what all things it takes. So it takes a duration, and next it takes a function which is the computation on the basis of which it will be displaying, or it will be like doing all the things. adding a semicolon to remove the error which was there, and inside this we can set the state of the count back to 0, and we can run the reset game function which we'll be creating. So set state this dot reset game and setting the count back to 0. So we need to create the reset game function. I guess we haven't created it yet, so we'll be creating the reset game function in a bit. So let's first create the reset game function so that the error also goes away. So reset games, what it will be having is it will have a set state, and this set state will be setting the array back to values empty. It needs to be item array, and it will be set to list string dot generate dot filled. So length will be 25 and filling each value by empty, setting the message back to empty string and setting the count back to 0. And after this we'll run the generate random number. Now we have done the reset game thing. Now let's assign the values through the function which we'll be creating. So it will be assigning the values from the current state of our app. So let's code the get image function. So it will be returning, or it will be having a return type of a set image. The name of the function will be get image. It will be taking an index. So according to, or on the basis of this, it will be displaying an image. So inside this, what we can do is we can name a variable with the current state, and it will be taking the item out of it will be checking, or it will be taking the item out of what we can say our item array which we earlier had, and on the basis of it, it will be displaying an image. So we'll pass the index to this, and we'll have a switch case here. So the switch case will, what the switch case will be doing is it will be checking the variable which we had, which is the current state, and it will be comparing it with the various different cases which we will be assigning here. And inside it we can pass, or inside it we can return a particular image. So for this case, what we need to return is we need to return the lucky. So lucky basically is the set image which we have assigned above. Where it is, so here it is. So we have returned it from here. We need to add one more case related to this. So I'll copy it, I'll paste it. So in place of lucky, we need to turn it to unlucky. We will be returning unlucky here, and it will be breaking, I guess L needs to be capital, unlucky. So we have named it to unluck, and after it, it will be breaking this current state, and we don't need this default. And at last also we can return blank. So I guess we have assigned a blank image also, so we will be returning blank if the cases are not met. Now let's make the play game function. So this is the basic setup which we are doing for making or for playing our final game. So it will be taking an index, we will be checking if the lucky number is equals to index. Then after this we can run, or we can set the state of the particular thing. So we'll be setting the state of the item array of that particular index set to lucky. We'll be playing a cache voice, which was the ching voice, which will be played when we are displayed with a dollar or the notes icon or notes image. and after that we'll be displaying a message or setting the message saying yeah, you got it, and then we'll add a delay to it so that the app resets after 1.6 seconds. So we'll assign the value of item array of that particular index to lucky, and audio cache will be playing cache.wav. Audio cache C needs to be small. This dot message will be set to yeah, you got it, and a delay will be added to it. So after this set state and after this if statement, we'll be having an else statement or else if statement, which will be checking another condition. So we'll check if the lucky number is not equals to index and the count is less than 5, and the count is less than equals to 5. So what we'll be doing is we'll be setting the state again, and inside this set state what all things we'll be passing is we'll be setting the item array of the particular index to unlucky, and we'll be increasing the count by 1. So it needs to be item array. It is showing us an error here, so let's deal with this. So we need to add not equals to here, and after this set state we have to add some other conditions as well. So these are the condition which will be displaying or which will be running when we are having the count equals to different numbers like 1 2 3 4, and on the basis of that we will be changing the text for the particular message. So after the set state I'll check if the count is equals to 5, then we'll play an audio of or.mp3 p3, and display message will be called. If this is not true, then we'll check if the count is equals to 4, and if it is true, then this dot message will be set to last one and you are gone. So you can change the text according to yourself. So I'm adding different conditions here. If it is set to 3, we'll set this dot message to 2 more left. If the count is equals to 2, then we'll set this dot message to yes you can win. Message to yes you can win, and at last if the count is equals to 1, then we'll set this dot message equals to there is a long way to go, adding a semicolon at the last. Now what we have to do is we have to add another function for the show all button. So this will be displaying all the items, or this will be what we can say setting all the values inside the item array to unlucky, and on the basis of it all the images will be displayed. So I'll set the state of the items which are inside the show all. So setting the state to item array, and inside it we need to have a type of string dot filled So we'll be filling all the 25 items with the value of unlucky, and after this we can pass item array, and the lucky number will be set to lucky, so that that particular number is displayed with the cash icon, and rest all numbers are displayed with the sad emoji icon. Now we'll be working on the body part of our application. So for the body part, the first thing which we'll be doing is replacing this container by scaffold, and inside this we can have an app bar. The app bar will be having a title of text saying scratch and win. So we need to pass it inside the quotes. It is showing us an error at this place, so it is expecting another what you can say parentheses, and inside the first page.dart I'll remove this as the init state has been passed. I'll also remove this as we are passing the home page screen here. Let's wait for the home page screen to be displayed, and we'll also remove this. So we have added the dice.wave file already. Now let's hot reload it and move to the play game image. So here it is, the play game screen is displaying. Now let's move towards the home page and add the body part of our app. So inside the body, the first thing which we'll be having is a column, and inside this column we'll set the cross axis alignment and the main axis alignment. The cross axis alignment will be set to stretch, and main axis alignment will be set to start. After this we'll be having children inside it. So the children will be having expanded, which will be having a grid view. So we have covered grid view and list view in our previous session, so you can have a look at it for more info on grid view and list view and how to create those. So we'll be using gridview.listBuilder here, gridview.builder here, and inside the grid delegate we need to pass a sliver grid delegate with fixed constant axis, so it keeps the axis as constant. Silver grid delegate with fixed constant axis, fixed cross axis count rather than fixed constant axis. So it is showing me an error here. So let's see, the argument type can't be assigned to the parameter sliver grid delegate type. Let's see what we can do for this. So inside this, I guess we need to pass various different options. So I'll quickly add those options inside this. So inside the sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count, what we have to pass is, we'll pass the main axis spacing, the cross axis spacing, the main axis spacing to 10, the cross axis spacing and the cross axis count will also be provided. The cross axis spacing will also be set to 10. The cross axis count will be set to 5 as we want to display 5 by 5 item, and we will be passing a child aspect ratio, so it will be 1 as we want to display all the elements in the form of square. And inside this gridview.builder we'll pass some padding as well. So the padding we'll be having a padding of 20 from each side, dot all, the value with 20, and we'll pass an item count. So we want to display a total of 25 items. We have to assign it in this way. And inside the item builder we'll be passing how we want the item to be displayed. So inside this gridview.builder, Here we are having our item builder set to null. I'll select it, delete it, pass a context inside it, and in place of index I am using I, and we need to return something or a widget out of it. So for now I'll use an arrow function. I'll have a sized box. So the sized box will be of width 50 and height will also be 50. The child of the raised button will be child of the sized box will be a raised button. The child will be set to raised button, and inside this raised button we need to pass some padding. Edge insets dot all, and we'll be passing a padding of 1 from all side. So add in edge insets dot all, and we'll have an on pressed function here. The on press function will be triggering something when we are like clicking on this particular raised button. So we'll run the play game function whenever we are triggering this. So we'll pass an I to it and adding a semicolon here. I guess it is missing something or something has been deleted, so it is expecting a semicolon here as well. So let's add it. So I think I need to pass two braces here, expecting a semicolon here. Here also it is showing an error. Let's see what it is saying. Something has been deleted here. Gridview.builder expanded. The purple let's delete this raised button and head back to So here we are having a play game, passing an index I to it, and after this play game button or after triggering this play game button we need to add an image also to it. So initially what we'll be doing is we'll be having an image, we'll be getting the image from the get image function which we had. So I'll add a child of image type, and the image will be set to this dot get image and passing an I to it. Let's wait for this to be displayed. Correcting this, the get image function taking I. The height and width will be set to 40. Will be set to 40. Now adding some commas so that formatting takes place. Now I guess the images are displayed here, so whenever we'll be clicking on this particular image it will be displaying a particular widget on the basis of that. And you can see that the audio is also playing when I click on the last time, like the 5th time. So you can see that the audio is also playing. Now we need to add the buttons which we had here and the text also which will be displaying here. So let's add them quickly. So what I'll be having is I'll have a row inside this column. So I'll add a row here. It will be having cross-axis alignment of start, and the main axis alignment will be set to center. And next we'll have a children, which will contain a container, and inside it we'll be displaying the message. So inside children container, we don't need to pass the height, we need to pass the padding. So we'll be passing the padding from left, right, center, left, right, top, bottom. So we'll be using from LRTB, LTRB, and we'll be passing 100, 12, 100, 12, and deleting the items which are like displayed by default. And after the padding we need to pass a color. So I'll pass the color which matches the overall theme for our application, which is 400 red. And next we need to pass a text child out of init. So I need to add a child, so the child will be of type text, and it will display this dot message. We don't need to pass this braces here, so it will be displaying this dot message. And we will set the style of this text widget, and we'll add the so we can keep it constant as of now, but you can add some style also. You can assign the font size or other things, whatever you want. Adding some commas, saving it. Next, adding or moving towards the button part. So we'll have a container in after this row ends. So the container will be having a child row, as we will be displaying 2 buttons. Inside this container we'll have the main axis and cross axis alignment as center. I'll copy these, paste them here, change the start to center, save it, and move towards the children. The children will be having a container, TINER container. The margin of this container will be set to all with the value of 20. So it will be providing us a margin of 20 from all sides. Saving it and formatting. Adding a child which will be of type raised button. Raised button here, and the on press will be calling this dot reset game, as this button will be of type reset. So we'll call it from here. So adding these this dot reset game. Oh, I guess it was, yeah, this dot reset game, and adding a semicolon here. And after this we can add some padding and colors to it inside the raised button. So color will be colors dot black. The padding will be from LTRB. The values will be 40, 10, 40 and 10 again. And next we'll be assigning a child widget to it, which will be of type text. So inside this text we can pass reset, so that user knows that this button is for resetting the text or resetting the things. I guess something is deleted from here. It is missing something. So what it is missing, it is trying to find this, and it is expecting another this. Adding a child widget to it now. Text reset. You can pass some styles to it according to yourself. So I'm not passing any styles as of now. So we need to pass a style, as the color of the button is black, so we need to add a style here with the color of white. Adding some commas here. And what we can do is we can directly copy this particular container, and then we can paste this container for our second container or for our second button which we'll be having. And in place of reset, I'll type show all, and in place of this .reset game it will be running show all. I guess rest all the things needs to be same. So let's save it and see if the buttons are displaying or not. So after a hot reload is completed, you can see that 2 buttons are displaying here. Whenever we'll be clicking on this particular, it will be displaying us with an icon. So I guess the money icon is not loading, as we have made a typo here. So it needs to be money. Saving it again. So when after a saving is done, when we will be clicking on this particular, you can see that the text is changing according to the chances which are left, and when we are clicking on it, so the audio is also playing. When we will be clicking on show all, it will be displaying us all the things. So I guess it has still not loaded this money.png. So let me restart it again, as we haven't like popped the screen and popped in back. So you can see that as I have restarted the app, it has started playing that music in the background. So now when I click on the rules button, it will be pausing the music, and it will be playing the dice.wave audio in the background. When I'll hit back to this and I'll play the play game function, then it will be displaying me with all the boxes here. When I'll click on show all, it will display us with all the images which we have. We can click on reset for these images to go back. So I'll click on reset, and it has deleted or it has removed all the images. Here we can see that the position of the cache image, or the position where the cache image will be displaying. So according to that we can play the game, but these won't be visible to the user. So when I click on this, or when I make any random choices, so you can see that in the third choice I have won and the audio played. So let's run this game, or let's play this game for a while. So on the first click I have like found the thing, and it has played an audio in the background. Let's play it again. The text is changing in the bottom. So you heard an audio here, and let's play it again. So you heard the ching audio in the background. So this was how you can create your this app, Scratch and Win app, all the way from scratch, and add all the various different elements which are present or which we have learned throughout our sessions inside it. So you have a task for today. So you have to add some different things or some different stylings inside this app. So basically what all things you can do is you can add like different colors to a different color scheme. You can change the text widgets, you can change the images, you can change the audio which are there, and the code to this particular project is already present like linked inside the description. So you can go on my GitHub on the link which is provided, and then you can fork the repository, add your commands, and then create a PR also. So if I like what you have made, so I'll merge it with this particular app repo. And after you have created, or after you have made a new app out of it, make sure to share it inside Discord, so that other people can also take inspiration from you and create good apps like you have done. So this was it for this particular session. To like sum up, we have created a Scratch and Win app from scratch, and we have added various different screens to it, and also the app is playing audio in the background when some things are taking place. So this was it for this particular session. Hope you enjoyed, and if you have any doubts related to the session, make sure to drop them on Discord. I'll be there to solve your doubts for a while. And thank you everyone for joining in.